All right, students, awesome geometry students. Today we're gonna look at some last geometry terms here that we need to know. So we're gonna start with midpoint, and all a midpoint is the point that divides a segment into two equal lengths. For example, look at this segment down here. It's segment AB, and the midpoint is M, okay? That point M divides AB into two equal parts. It divides segment AB, right, into two equal parts. And those two equal parts are AM plus MB. These two segments are exactly the same. Now notice that the second term is segment bisector. So this is going to be a line, array, or segment that passes through the midpoint of another segment, okay? So I'm going to cut segment AB in half, okay? And that is going to be done like so, okay? There it is. Now I could make this array or a segment or a line. So here example is a line. A line goes on forever in two directions, right? So there is a line. That line is called the segment bisector because it splits AB in two. Very simple. Now here I have an angle ABC, and I'm going to draw an angle bisector. So think about it. If a segment bisector cuts a segment in half, then an angle bisector cuts an angle in half. Here is my angle bisector, okay? Angle bisector. From one angle, I've made two, okay? So I've made angle ABD and angle CBD. And these two angles are also exactly the same, okay? Making the whole angle 40 degrees. Now the word perpendicular you are going to see very, very, very often. So get familiar with it, okay? So perpendicular means when two segment lines or rays intersect at a right angle. Okay, so the symbol for perpendicular is going to be an upside down T. That is the symbol for perpendicular. If you want to write notation, so you could say two lines are perpendicular, or you could say two segments are perpendicular. For example, in this case, I have line AB, okay? And I'm going to draw line CD, okay? So it's gonna go straight and do a perpendicular. It doesn't have to pass through the middle, through the midpoint, but it does have to be at a right angle. So I could make another one over here or over here, right? And these are all perpendicular. So this is a right angle, and 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 so forth. I can keep doing that. Okay, these are all right angles, 90 degrees. Okay, so that's all what perpendicular means. Two segment lines or rays that intersect at a right angle. Now let's go on to your check for understanding. Here you have a diagram, and you're told that there is a ray here, a line here, a ray, and a ray. These two are perpendicular. These two are perpendicular, right? And you're given that the measure of angle BCD is 25 degrees. Now you need to find the measure of angle DCE and the measure of angle ECF. So I hope this is not as challenging, but this is your check for understanding. So make sure that you answer this piece, okay? Questions, we can answer them tomorrow in class.